This video is about understanding and using English grammar 5th edition. We are on page 383. We're in chapter 17, looking at adverb clauses. We're going to look today at shortening if clauses. Okay. So if we're talking about the conditional, these if clauses, and the if clause will repeat information that was already stated in the conversation, and we don't want to repeat the information word for word. We can shorten these clauses in a couple of different ways. Let's look at some examples. So in example A, someone asks you, are you a student? And then they say, or they want to say, if you are a student, the ticket is half price. Or if you are not a student, the ticket is full price. Well, we already asked the question, are you a student? We don't want to repeat if you are a student, if you are not a student, because we already asked that question, are you a student? So we can shorten the if clause to say, if you are, the ticket is half price. If you aren't, the ticket is half price. Right? We can take out that noun, a student. We don't need to repeat it. We can shorten even further and just say, if so, the ticket is half price. If not, the ticket is full price. So we can really shorten that if clause. So when an if clause refers to the idea in the sentence immediately before it, it's sometimes shortened. Example B, it's a popular concert. Do you have a ticket? Again, instead of saying, if you have a ticket, if you don't have a ticket, we can shorten that. If you do, you're lucky. If you don't, you're out of luck. If so, you're lucky. If not, you're out of luck. Okay? Let's look at a few in practice. So number one, does Dr. Dudley have any open appointments today? Okay. The auxiliary verb used to ask the question gives us a clue about the auxiliary verb that will appear in the shortened if phrase. Here it's does. Does Dr. Dudley have any open appointments today? If he does, I'll come back tomorrow. Pause the video here, read these next few sentences, and choose the correct verb that will go in the shortened if phrase. Stop the video now. Okay, we're back. Let's check our answers. Is Miss Richards here? If she is, I'd like to speak to her. Do the Johnsons have a tent? If they do, I might ask them if I can borrow it for our camping trip. Did you already buy your ticket for the game? If you didn't, I can order it online. Are the children still sleeping? If they are, I'm going to wake them up. Was Jane at school yesterday? If she wasn't, she didn't miss anything important. Does Mariah want to run in a 10K race with you? If she doesn't, then you can train together. Were the dogs outside all night? If they were, they must have been cold. Okay, so we can see how this if phrase can be shortened, if clause. Let's look at a couple of more examples before we go. I'll give you an if phrase, and we can see how can we shorten this. A couple of different ways. Okay. So, are you available to meet me tomorrow? If you are available to meet me tomorrow, I can see you at 2 p.m. How can we shorten this? Well, first off, we can keep the subject and the auxiliary verb or the to be verb. If you are, I can see you at 2 p.m. Or we can shorten even further. If so, I can see you at 2 p.m. Can you lend me $20? If you can lend me $20, I will pay you back on Tuesday. Again, to shorten it, we can keep the subject, and here we have a modal. If you can, I will pay you back on Tuesday. Or, if so, I can pay you back on Tuesday. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching the video today.